Hello and welcome. The narrative of Jesus of Nazareth is extraordinary. Emergent in Bethlehem and born to the Virgin Mary, Jesus sets out on a transformative journey to impact the world. The Gospel according to Matthew serves as a portal into the life of Jesus, revealing his ethical teachings, insights into the kingdom of God, and the fulfillment of prophecies from the Old Testament. Jesus is raised in Nazareth, a village in the Galilee region. Initially, he emerges as a charismatic teacher and preacher who captivates his community. But Jesus is no ordinary teacher or preacher. As recounted in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Jesus is depicted as performing remarkable miracles, such as walking on water, raising both the man and himself from the dead, healing individuals from demons, and ultimately ascending to heaven. Furthermore, he imparts ethical teachings, parables, love, forgiveness, and the kingdom of God. Today, Jesus is seen as a central figure in Christianity. He is often regarded as the Messiah or the Son of God. I opted to write about the Gospel according to Matthew, driven by my Christian faith, and I simply felt it was suitable and a meaningful subject to explore. After choosing my text, I quickly grabbed my Bible and began reading Matthew. I did most of my research using the Bible and browsing through ProQuest. At first, I laid all my ideas on the table. Before I started my introduction paragraph, I started to sketch out a roadmap, a bad outline. And yes, I created an outline to organize my thoughts and ideas. For example, within the hook in my introduction paragraph, I wrote, "Imagine standing amid ancient Judea, a land steeped in history, where a remarkable figure named Jesus of Nazareth emerges on a journey that will change the entire world as humanity knows it." So, I wanted to captivate my reader. Imagine him or herself into this wormhole, time traveling back into the time of Jesus. So that's where I came up with the hook sentence. Overall, the mapping and sketching were extremely useful in drafting my essay. One compelling fact I learned about my search is that Jesus provided numerous parables and wisdom within the book of Matthew. One of my favorite verses on the Sermon on the Mount is when Jesus states, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." Now, one thing I would have done differently, however, is to apply Parkinson's Law, which I recently discovered while reading the book The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Parkinson's Law essentially states that the goal expands to fulfill the time available for its completion. For instance, if you have a task due on the second week of December and you have 3 months to complete it, you might end up postponing it, working on it gradually in small increments, or, worst case, finishing it right before the deadline. Parkinson's Law, when applied properly, forces you to complete a task within a shorter time frame, which again enhances the probability of completing the assignment on time. My paper thesis was about exploring Jesus and his prophecies, wisdom, and the kingdom of God. I delved deeply into the prophecies extensively quoted by Matthew to establish that Jesus is the Son of God or the Messiah. I also talked about the ethical teachings in the Sermon on the Mount and the Beatitudes. A notable example begins in Matthew 1:23, where it is written, "Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a child, and they shall call his name Emmanuel," which being interpreted is God with us. A prophecy originally foretold by the prophet Isaiah 7:14. Another prophecy is in Micah 5:2, which foretells the birthplace of the Messiah, the coming King of Israel, as Bethlehem, a prophecy fulfilled in Matthew 2:1. And all of the digital art I personally did through Procreate. This is Jesus ascending to heaven and his 11 disciples watching him. And in the background, as you can see, it says Jesus is King, is right behind Jesus. And yeah, that's really everything. I appreciate everyone's time, and thank you.